So, are you heading over to the Hall of Oracles? Is that what you do?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yes.
so you're making your way over, and as you walk, as you walk past the main entranceway, you turn left and right, and this place is absolutely enormous. The ceilings are so high, it's ridiculous. They're like probably 50, 60 feet high, very, very tall. And you see that the place is mostly illuminated by the light emanating from the Hall of Oracles. It's a very bluish light, but then you also have a mix of a bit of red from the stained glass panel windows that are surrounding you. So it's a mixture of like blue and red, warm hues, cold hues. It's an absolutely beautiful looking place. As you look out and you see stacks of books, you see loads of bookshelves, you see sort of like chests here, there, and everywhere. Some of them are open. You see that there's like school supplies, a piece of paper, just like basic quills you can write with. You see that there are these small, like not necessarily small, but like these, they're actually fairly large. They're like these quite large, like dodecahedral kind of domes popping out over the floor, and inside them you can see these trees and random parts of wildlife. And there are a couple of those on the left side. And as you look over to the right, there's some very, very compressed stacks, where the bulk of the books are. But yeah, in the center of this room, you see the Hall of Oracles, which is kind of lighting up the rest of it. And you walk in through these pillars, and you see the sort of like these really tall pillars that are surrounding the room. And on the top of each of those pillars is the statue of someone. Now, if anyone wants to roll me a history check.
Oh, yeah.
I'll do it.
So we can have one person rolling it with advantage, so it's like kind of like a help.
Okay.
Who should that be?
Oh,
well. Interesting. 14.
Yeah, we'll say yeah. So, anyone who's looking at these, you would notice that these are the past oracles.
Yeah, which I definitely understand what they are.
Yeah, definitely.
I'm just like my default state is distracted, but I'm not. I'm aware of this.
Yeah. Okay, yeah. So you walk in, and that feeling of calm that you got as you walked into the front entrance, you feel at peace. Like Pickles, you were probably like
I just defeated an enemy, of course.
Yeah, so you just defeated an enemy, and obviously you're probably still breathing quite heavily. But as soon as you walk in, your heart rate slows, you immediately calm down, and you're in a very sort of, not like sedative state, but just like in a very, very, very calm. Yeah, very mellow. That's the word I was looking for. As you look around, you see these pillars with stacked high with these statues on top. You see.
Would you call that a marshmallow? Because I'm a marsh creature and I'm very mellow.
No, I would. Yeah, sure. You're a marshmallow. So you look around and you see sort of these floating. They look like small moons, sort of around the room. They're floating with like this weird spectral, smoky energy around them. And in the middle of this room, you see a massive blue orb of energy high up in the room, like very close to the ceiling. And like, almost blinding light, and you see this energy sort of trickling and leaking down from it into this monolith that's coloured with teal and gold colours, and this monolith sort of is glowing with like a rippling blue energy going around it with these markings and etchings on it. There's a gold ring surrounding it as well that's just floating in the air, and at the bottom, at about everyone's height, there is this font of blue sort of swirling magical energy that it's leaking into.
I try to eat the magic. I think it's water.
So you're running up to this font.
Have you ever see a dog biting at water coming out of a hose?
Okay, so as you run over to it, are you trying to get your hands in there and drink it, or are you just dunking your face in?
He's trying to bite it.
You're trying to bite it. Okay.
He's yapping.
So you run over to this thing. All of you are watching as Pickles sort of like waddles and sprints up to this thing, be like, "Damn, I'm so thirsty," and he dunks his face into the pool, and everyone else can see that Pickles just stops dead as his face is in the pool. Pickles, as soon as your face touches the magic, you go into this weird state where you sort of you stick your head in it and you bring your head back out almost immediately. But everyone else, you would see that his head was actually in there, and he was sort of like what you would see unconscious for at least a solid minute.
Yeah, I would have got up to him.
Yeah?
And we'd be trying to diagnose what the fuck is the problem.
Okay, so
I'm just there like deadpan.
Right. So you pull him out of the font.
Are you
Yeah?
okay, Pickle?
I need tea.
Right, sorry. As you pull him out of the font, Pickles, you sort of you dunk your head in as soon as your lips touch the water. You just find yourself on the floor being pulled out by Aurora. But in your mouth is a glass vial of sort of like this weird red liquid. As
Why
who's
With
who's holding the parchment with the clues?
I
Aurora.
believe it was Aurora.
I think it's Aurora.
You see,
Well,
I'm just kind of
canonically, I have to do this. Canonically, I try to eat it.
you trying to eat the glass.
The vial, all of it.
Can I have?
Okay,
oh,
so right, so sorry, 1 sec. So you're still sort of coming to because you've just been like absolutely like mentally fucked by what you've just done.
Yeah.
You're on the floor with this thing in your mouth, and Aurora, you sort of hear this that same sparks thing that you heard earlier, where like sparks are flying as this is etching into a thing with gold. You see a line going through clue 1. And you're trying to eat this vial, glass and all.
Yeah.
Roll me a
Can
strength check to see if you can bite through this bottle.
Am,
Sorry,
am I
Iris,
allowed to stop him?
You
Three.
can try. You can try.
I'd like to try and get the. I mean, I don't know whether I
Three.
don't want to pull it if it's gonna break, but I'd like to I'd take it out, try and get it out of his mouth because I'm scared for his life here.
Right, so
I will help.
You will help. Right, so can you roll me a sleight of hand check with advantage as you see Pickles trying to bite his way through this glass?
Okay.
Yeah, it's
Am
not
I?
working.
Me. 21.
Ooh.
21.
Yeah.
Yeah. You kind of pull this vial out of his mouth. And yeah, you
I'm shooting my fingers out.
oh my god. Sure. So yeah, so you kind of pull this vial out of his mouth, and as you pull it out, it kind of like agitates the liquid that's inside, and it glistens like this glittery red liquid.
Okay.
Yeah.
Can I look at it? I'd like holding it up to the light, trying to see whether I don't think I've seen this before.
You can roll me an Arcana check.
Okay.
I guess identify on it.
Educated.
You have Identify.
Yeah.
Do you want to go ahead and put the spell Identify in the chat for me?
Got it in
It
the.
is.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've got it on the roll 20. Can you see that?
Ooh.
Do you have an owl feather?
There's an owl in next.
Okay.
I'm just gonna pull out a feather.
Right, so
Does it
You need
count
all that
as
stuff.
an owl feather if it came from an owlin though?
Although I think as an artificer, you don't need the component.
It's an
hang on.
owlin feather.
So-
I'm gonna go ahead and say that I don't know what it is, just because, or if I do and I think I do, then I'm gonna.
So you've used.
I've realised after I've been told.
for the most part with components I'm usually okay without using them. Like I thought that they were just kind of a hindrance to have to remember them all the time, unless it's like something wildly valuable, like Revivify needing like what was it, a gem
diamond.
worth 500
Worth of diamonds.
worth of what? How much?
Of diamond.
How much gold pieces? Worth?
350.
Yeah, like that should quite a lot. Like for
Yeah.
Revivify I had a
Although-
requirement for small things I don't really mind.
Yeah, I think with artificers you don't need the components if you use
Yes.
your thieves' tools or
That
some
was
other
it.
type of tool.
Yes,
Yeah,
so
but-
So you're
Yeah,
trying
so
to
TikTok's gonna start pulling out his hang on.
his Tinker's tools.
Most likely Tinker's tools. Just trying to see if there's anything that's
Yeah.
I'm gonna hold
Okay.
it, obviously not up.
Yeah, yeah. So,
I'm gonna
so
hold it
you
close.
lifted up the
Tinker's.
vial.
I don't think this is leather.
Yeah, no, definitely not.
Or
Don't really
smith
like
ring.
the workers' tools. So you lift up this vial. Everyone sees you lift up this vial, trying to look at it, and TikTok sort of walks over to you, like grabs your arm, maybe. Has a look
I'm
at the
not
vial.
stopping him.
It's just a
And,
very light one. He's still got the plate in his hand to protect us. I was like,
Yeah. So
Sorry.
you take a look at this, and you see this magical, like with your tools, you see this magical energy come from the tools, so like surround the vial in light, and then you find out that this is a potion of healing.
Oh, that's pretty fucking poggers.
Do you-
This what?
That's pretty fucking poggers.
Yeah,
No hesitation.
it's pretty poggers.
Excuse my celestial.
I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go ahead and say that TikTok's holding it now, or like,
Yeah.
you know,
just sort of delicately holding it because it's still.
Hmm.
It's like trying to sort of take. It's like trying to use two chopsticks to hold anything.
Yeah,
So just sort of
yeah,
there,
'cause
trying
it's-
to
yeah, so like an extension.
Clamp onto it with. Try and clamp onto this glass like. As long as I don't move an inch, we're fine here.
Yeah.
This claims it's a potion thingy. Can someone hold this? I feel like I'm gonna drop this in a second. Anyone?
I'm just gonna
Anyone?
take it back.
Anyone? Thank
I'm
you.
just
Thank you.
Because
Oh,
because he
oh,
seemed
thank
to hold it so
Thank you.
carefully. I'm now holding it carefully because I'm not fully sure how like nuts it is. So I'm just gonna pocket it in the most just
I mean, it should.
surrounded by everything soft that I could put around it.
Hang on. Is I gonna take the top off? I'm just gonna take the top off quick. Take the glove off quickly just to try and dip a finger in it for a second.
Mhm.
Just try and sort of use it on where the prosthetics is connected to the leg, just to sort of tell for myself it's a healing potion. It's like
Mhm.
Wait,
okay, yeah, it's
So you're pouring it over your leg.
just like a little drop. Just put a drop on my finger, and then just put it over the leg, on the leg, just prove to myself it's a healing potion rather than
Yeah.
actually do anything with it.
Okay, so yeah, so you sort of like tip this, so maybe like where the metal is meeting your leg. Maybe there's like some scraping and some chafing that happens there where it connects, and you tip this healing potion over it, only a little bit, and
Yeah, just like dip a finger in it and it's like that drop or two just to see what it does, just to make
Yeah.
sure.
Okay, so you run your finger along like the place like between your leg and the prosthetic, and you feel like you hear like the sizzling kind of, but any of the chafing or redness or rash that was there clears up.
Okay.
It's like this.
Well-
it's like just clears.
That well, that confirms it. It
Remarkable.
heals. Yeah. So that'll help heal people. So don't know how much it'll heal. I mean, it looks like it heals basic scrapes.
Hmm.
I don't know if it'll do more than that, but
I
yeah, it's a cool thing to have.
I accidentally drank one of those one time because my dad left it out.
How
I
did
was
it
very
feel?
young at the time. It was good. It was good.
I'm gonna curiously look at the light of which this came from.
So,
Um,
probably. Does anyone want to keep it?
uh, yeah.
I don't think it's going to survive long if I put it in my bag. It's Emma's.
I'm
so
gonna
curious.
I'm gonna take some. I'm just gonna go ahead and say I have something that I could like cushion it with in my pocket.
Yeah, that's
just
fine.
like no, I'm gonna take everything that could potentially break it out of one pocket, put it in another, and put it in this one pocket, surrounded by like as many soft things as I can like get my hands on, just to like surround this vial.
Yeah, I mean, if Pickles can bite through it, I'm pretty sure the glass is fairly strong. But yeah,
Hmm.
yeah. So you put in like a cushiony area.
Yeah.
Please add potion of healing to your inventory.
Nice.
Cool.
Poggers potion
Poggers potion
1.0.
inventory. Yeah. So
Amazing.
yeah, and as you've got this, you notice that the first clue is scratched off of the list.
I'm gonna pat Pickles on the back and be like, "Well done, friend."
Hey. Hmm? Huh? Yeah, good. Yeah. Anyway,
Is he okay? Like, is he still like on the floor?
I'd say he's come
I-
to now. He's much
Louis.
yeah.
you never read my backstory, so this doesn't really translate to anyone. But just so you know, I want tea.
Yeah.
Character wants tea.
Sure. So you have a gagging for tea right now.
Guy, well, not guy. It's there's an urge.
An
There's
urge
an
for
urge.
tea.
The strong tea
Okay.
urge.
A
Awesome.
small, biting urge.
I'm
Okay.
going to pull.
Just
Gary
read my backstory.
I'm going to pull Garius and TikTok into a rather enthusiastic hug and say, "Well done, both of you. You really worked that one out. Great job."
No problem.
Thanks. I guess. Sorry.
Clue 2. I'm gonna refresh my memory of what Clue 2 was.
Clue
I
two.
do actually remember, but yeah.
Well, if I read that out again once more, that's alumni commission works when they retire, seeking promising mages to inspire. So, well, I would imagine that to be the art gallery.
I'm just gonna look around and walk in the direction of the art gallery if I remember where that is.
Yeah.
Enthusiastically, proper arm swinging, on a winning streak high right now.
Okay, so the art gallery is to the left of where you guys are. So you guys are in the Hall of the Oracles, which is the center. So you guys have to walk past the book garden, or 2 book gardens and the west side stacks. So you walk up the stairs and you walk out of the pillars of the Hall of Oracles, and you walk past all these stacks. You see some students sat down testing magic as they're reading, and you see some faculty members come over, take the book off of them, and say, "If you want to test magic, do it in your own time, but not next to the books." And you see them go off I'll go study or something. They go off begrudgingly after they've nearly mastered the spell. You keep walking past. You see these students playing with birds and wildlife in these arboretums. And you come to the art gallery. Now, you open this sort of sliding stone door into this very... In terms of today modern, how modern today, how would I describe it? So, it's just a very modern looking room in its layout. It's got very, very white walls, got paintings all over it. A lot of them are of past students.
Fairy lights, the lava lamp.
Fairy lights, nah. It's got an anti-gravity chamber in the back now. It's a
Live, laugh, love sign.
yeah. He's got vanilla scented
Denim
candles.
jeans strewn across the
Everyone
floor.
is drinking a caramel frappuccino. No, it's no.
From
So
Starbucks.
from in Starbucks cups, all with Wham Donny written on their cups.
Other coffee
No.
shops are available.
Yeah, other coffee shops are available. Go for one that pays their taxes. So so you sort of look around the room, very, very pale colours, but a lot of these are pictures. There's some sculptures of past students. There's a lot of it is so a lot of them are from alumni of the school, so graduates. One of them is of the current Oracle. You've got a few died about, some with Witherbloom, some are portraits of friend groups. It's the memories of maybe the star pupils of the past years. Yeah. You sort of look at this one picture, and it looks... The eyes in the picture seem like they're following you.
Is it possible, do you think, for us to get these eyes to look at every single painting in the room?
I'm looking at it I'm doing that. Wait, follow me. Yep.
I'd like
That's
to.
canon. No, I'm just
Carry on.
Yeah, no, carry on.
Alternatively, we could try and get ourselves in the eyesight of all of the of everyone, really.
To be honest, they creep me out.
No,
I'd be lying if I said I didn't agree.
As you say that, all of the eyes lock onto Garius.
Not gonna lie, he's
Gary.
uncomfortable.
I'm going to pull out the letter and see if that solves the problem.
So you're going to pull out the letter. All of the
Yes.
eyes fixate on you. So they're not on Garius
thank-
anymore.
Ah.
All of the eyes fixate on you. Now, would somebody like to roll me a perception check?
Okay.
Yeah, definitely.
So we'll say Garius roll this one.
Okay.
Ooh, that was a 20. Nice. Yeah, so as you sort of looking around the room, you notice that there are sort of like these inscriptions all over, like at the bottom of these paintings. So a lot of them just say class of, and then like the year, and then the names of the students in it.
Yeah.
One of the captions is actually under the picture that creeps you out. Now, it has sort of this small etched in label at the bottom. And it says, at Strixhaven, we were all inspired. And we notice to the right of it, there's a very, very distinctly different coloured tile in the wall.
I go up to it.
Yep. It's a very, very small tile, probably like this big.
I press it.
Yeah? So you push this in, and it's not a very magical click, as you would expect. You click it in, and it goes... And this very, very old and dusty compartment just falls out from the wall next to it. And inside of it are 5... What are they called again? They are 5 pennants, which are these long sort of flags that all have the Strixhaven star on them, and there's one for each of you.
Alright, guys. Everyone gets one.
You sort of hand them about.
Oh
Now,
my
everybody
God.
add Strixhaven pennants to their inventory.
I'm gonna like power fist at another victory, you know.
Yeah.
How much does this weigh?
It's only a flag, so it's
enough.
very, very light. Don't worry. You can probably stick it at the top of your staff.
Strixhaven what?
Probably going to wind up happening.
Pennant. So
Oh my
it's
God,
like
it's
if you want to
actual
Google it, it's kind of like a,
D&D Beyond.
you know, like pep rallies in American schools with football, where they have these flags that they wave about for their teams.
Yeah.
It's like a long,
Yeah.
pointy flag. Now, as you collect them all and put them all away, you hear that etching noise again, as you hear the gold line go through clue 2. I'm amazed that you guys are doing this in order. Yeah.
Brilliant. I'm going to wave my my pennant around. I'm going to sort of like make it into a little skirt,
Awesome.
wrapping it around me with a big flourish.
How big is this pennant?
It's a pretty big pennant. You also
fair
notice that the eyes of the pictures aren't following you anymore.
Ah, okay.
Lovely jubbly.
Cool.
I'm just gonna hold my pennant, like, sort of waving it as we walk to the next place. But
Well, apparently we
Um,
deserve a free treat.
I'm sharing the stream with my flatmate,
Yeah.
so
nice.
there you go.
I agree.
Hang on, can we do the other one first? Like 4 and 5? Because you were saying you might have to give up the list, the third one. So
I feel like the list
Should
is
we leave it just in
quite
case?
helpful for us, so perhaps you're right. So these leafy beds aren't always what they seem. Give them a pat and see what you glean. What?
If I recall correctly, there was like orbs of trees. No, or am I
Orbs of trees?
remembering this wrong?
You are correct. That was in the.
It's
in the
actually
snow.
right outside where you
Operation?
guys are.
I'm just gonna be like Eureka, and then like run outside.
Eureka! That's it! Go watch this horrid Henry back in the day. Not sponsored.
Yeah. I'm gonna, without hesitation, pat. Like I'm running and patting them. Like
You're running and patting what? Oh.
Yeah.
You're running and patting what?
The I'm gonna run to the orbs and pat.
Do you mean like so they're big domes? They're not orbs.
Oh right. Well,
yeah.
Pat a dome.
It was what you know.
Right. So there are domes, and they've got like a
Man don't know what an
kind
orb
of like
looks
a
like.
kind of like a glass sliding door at the front, and they've got trees and stuff
Oh.
in them. So it's like a small garden in the biblioplex. So you're gonna go and pat a dome.
I'm gonna go and
So with these
realize that patting the dome probably don't make sense.
So are you leaving the art gallery?
I'll probably, once I get to the door, if nobody's following me, if I'm jumping the gun, like, because I said that out in person, so they would know whether it makes sense or not. I think so. I'm gonna look back, sort of, for reassurance that I'm not an idiot.
No, I think you're right here.
Nice.
These are the book gardens, right? And I glanced at the map that we have.
Yes. Cool.
Yeah. So you look on the map, and they are labeled as the book gardens where you're looking at. So are you going inside?
Yes. I'd like, as long as it's not like, it's not locked or anything, right?
No, it's like there are actually a couple of students in there already.
Okay. Well, with seeing the free will we have, I'm just gonna.
Yeah.
The free reign we have, I'm gonna slide the door and take a couple steps.
Okay, sweet.
I'll go
So-
in with them.